Hey everyone, it's Pixel Cadet right here. Today I want to talk about my latest project. Um, it's a board game that I've been testing and developing for a while. It's called Earthriser, and this is a fast-paced tactical game where you build your spaceship, manage resources, and engage in strategic battles. So without further ado, let's dive in and I will show you how it works while we also play through a quick example. So this is how the box looks like. This is all you need to play Earthriser. And if you guys can see here, there is the nice graphic, also 3D printed, and also the name of the game, Earthrisers. And if you are wondering why this game is called Earthrisers, I also write a bit of lore. Basically, the premise is Earth is in peaceful, perfect state, but not everyone is content. Some people called Earthrisers decide to defy this tranquility and head into space to explore. They are using scraps from the old world to build their own ships and head out to find new adventures in the cosmos. And you, as one of these Earthrisers, are in charge of your own ship. Your job in this game is to take down your opponent's ship while keeping yours intact. You'll be building and customizing your spaceship, fighting with weapons, managing resources like energy and shields, and trying to outsmart your opponent in these intense space battles. The first player to destroy the other ships wins the game. Now let's open the box. This is how you open it. There is a clasp here. You open it like so, and inside you have two grid that you will gonna play with. There are also some game pieces here, and on the left side I also include small dice that you can roll with a slider like this. I built this thinking that in case you want to play this on the go and you don't have enough big enough space to throw an actual dice. By the way, I also built a bigger dice so that it's easier to play on a desk. And then right here there is a hidden shelf that you can pull, and it actually contains more pieces. There is also a hidden function that you can do if you want to rise up the other half of your box as a screen. You can just push this hinge right here and leave it like so. It might be tilted for now, but as soon as you start putting more pieces here when you build the ship, it should stay standing like so. Otherwise, if you're playing with your friends and you have quite a distance, you can also just leave it like this. It's more comfortable, and this raised lip also helps ensure that it's harder to peek through what you build in this part of the board. Now let's talk about the Earthriser stats. This is your Earthriser tag. There is a picture of your Earthriser here, accompanied by these 3 bars right here that represents your Earthriser stats. There are 3 stats here that will help you with your dice rolls. The first one is the Earthriser Sense, this one represented by the circular shape, and then the Stam Mastery, presented by the rectangular shape right here. And lastly, the Martial Mastery. This one is represented by the star shape over here. These 3 stats will give you a bonus depending on the action you are taking. So we talk about the stats, and before I move on, I'm gonna start building the ship to start the game. As you guys can see here, we also talk briefly about the modules. Apart from that, we also have this square little thing here. This is called the ship deck, or you can call it the floor. This is also an integral part of your ship. This will make up actually the most of your spaceship, and this will also be the piece where your Earthriser can walk on. This is how I want the layout of my ship looks. And then I will put the cannon here, and I think I need 2 cannons so that in case one got destroyed, I still have a spare one. I'm also building my shield module over here, and since I want to have more actions per turn, I want to have two core modules built into my ship. There needs to be a pathway that connects to each of the modules, because later on the Earthriser need to walk around at the ship to interact with different modules. There's also a limitation of how many ship deck and ship modules you can build in this box. All the information you can find easily here. It's called the max payload, so you can tell how many ship deck and ship module you can build maximum in this size of the box. Now let's talk about two of the most important modules. First one is the core modules right here. This core modules determines how many actions you can take each turn. The more core modules you have, the more actions you get. So if I have two core modules, I get 2 actions per turn. Now let's talk about the shield module, this one right here. Shield module is key for defense. The number of shield modules you have determines how many attacks you can block before the shield goes down. And here's the important part. If one of your modules get destroyed, you lose its effect. So if your shield module is destroyed, you can no longer block attacks. And if your core module is gone, you can no longer perform actions. By the way, on the left hand side here, there are 2 sliders. These are meant to be trackers to track how many shield level and actions per turn you can have during the game. So because I have 1 shield module here, it means I have 1 shield level, and because I have 2 core modules here, it means that I have 2 actions per turn. So I can slide it to number 2 like so, you know, so that I wouldn't forget about it mid-game. Now that we also already introduced the usage of dice in this game, I want to talk more in depth about it. Basically, in Earthrisers, every action comes down to a dice roll. So if you want to move your Earthriser, then you need to roll the dice to determine how many tiles that your Earthriser can traverse to. And to operate your cannon, you also need to roll a dice. To reactivate the shield, you also need to roll the dice. So this is how it works. And all you need to do to roll the dice is just to move this slider, and it will shake the dice basically with different outcomes. And to make it easier, I also add a symbol here so that you don't need to always remember what number represent what outcome. So I think 4 until 6 is a successful outcome, so you will always see a round shape there. And if there is an X, it means that you fail or a bad outcome. And let me see if I can find 1. If you roll 1, there is a skull symbol there. It means it's a critical failure. Critical failure means that if you roll 1, you disregard your modifier, so whatever you try to do, it's just an immediate failure. For fairness, if you play against your opponent, be it online or offline in front of each other, the way it works is you always need to declare whether you're gonna do non-combat or combat before you roll the dice. So say I want to reactivate my shield here. Let's say that my shield is down during my turn. First I need to say non-combat or NCA, and then you roll the dice. You can use also this bigger dice. I think it's easier if you play offline, so that your opponent can also see what outcome of the dice you will receive. So let's say I want to reactivate the shield. So I say non-combat action, and then I roll the dice. The dice comes with an X. It means I failed the skill test to operate. So it means that the opponent also knows that whatever non-combat action I want to do, it's a failure. And then the turn stops right there. But for instance, if I say non-combat action and I roll, say, 6 right here, it means it was a success. Then I don't need to say anything to your opponent. You just need to increase the shield level again. The same goes with combative action. This is where the excitement kicked in. Again, to make an attack, you first need to declare a combative action. So say combative action. Once you do that, you roll the dice to see if your attack is successful. You can roll this dice or the small dice. So just the bigger dice. Let's say the roll is successful and I get 6. Then now I get to decide which coordinate I want to choose. This is exactly like a Battleship game. You say the coordinate, say A, B, C, D, D3. Then you declare the coordinate and you wait for your opponent response. If my attack missed, they will say miss. Then I got to put the red marker here. I think it was D3. If they have still the shields up, they will say blocked. So instead of putting a red marker, I will put the orange marker here to say block. Why it's different? If it blocks, it means that there is actually something there, but it's just the shield is up. So you can come back and re-attack this position and hoping that by that time the shield is down and you can hit something. And lastly, if the shield is down and there is something exactly on that coordinate, then the opponent will say hit. You're gonna put the green marker here to mark that you successfully hit the opponent. So that's how the game's gonna go. You're gonna take turns to do some actions and then keep guessing a coordinate of your opponent's ship. Also, you have items that you can use strategically. If you guys can see here, this is a free spot to put your item. Let's say that's the inventory. You can choose one item that you can bring into the game at the beginning. For example, I've got this hand thrusters right here. This will be used if you want to jump across the ship. All items are one-time use only, so you will discard the item after use. To use hand thruster, for instance, let's say that the floor of the ship is already destroyed by the enemy. As I said before, your Earthriser can only walk on a ship deck. So if there is no more ship deck here, it means that your Earthriser cannot traverse around the other part of the ship anymore. But don't worry, since you bring hand thrusters as your item, you can use this to make your Earthriser jump. Let's say that, oh, I keep failing. Okay, let's say that I successfully gather my courage to jump. Then you just need to discard the item and then move your Earthriser to this part. This item will be really useful if your enemy managed to cut down the only ship deck that connects one part of the ship to another. Let's say if this part is destroyed, then you cannot use your cannon anymore if you don't jump from this tile to this tile. So that's where hand thruster can really be helpful. There are also other items that you can use. This one, I call this a decoy drone. What you can do is like you can use this item and place this anywhere on your map on empty space, and just as the name suggests, it will be a decoy, so that maybe, I don't know, if you build your ships all the way up to the top right corner and you put your decoy drone here, maybe when your enemy hits the decoy and you say hit, he will think that your ship will be around this area, because the ship cannot because ship needs to be built together, right? It cannot be separated. So they will think and will continue their attack around this area instead of where your ship actually is. Now, maybe the biggest question is, so how do you win? Basically, the game ends when your opponent's ship can defend itself anymore. If all their core modules are destroyed, or if all their weapons are gone, or if their Earthriser is taken out, then game is over. By taken out, I mean, let's say that now my Earthriser is standing on C4, and then the shield is down, and then your enemy guess exactly that one coordinate, C4. It means that not only the ship deck will be destroyed, but the Earthriser that is standing on it will also be killed. So be careful. In detail, there is also a mechanic where you have one last chance to dodge that incoming attack is by rolling a dice and adding your Earthriser sense. If you are successful, then you need to move to the closest adjacent tiles, and the whatever tiles that is there will still be destroyed, but at least your Earthriser will still live to see another turn. So yeah, that's the basic of how to play Earthriser. It's a game of strategy, resource management, and a bit of luck, because there is still a dice roll there. I hope this gives you a solid idea of how this game works. And if you want to play Earthriser yourself, you can download the STL files as always from the link below and print your own pieces. And this is something new that I want to try. If you want to play together with me or other people, maybe consider to join my Patreon exclusive Discord. Not only you will get Patreon exclusive model every month, but you can access my Discord, and I think it will be cool to play this Earthriser online. You just need to each print our board, prepare it, and then throw the dice, and let's test it out together. Anyway, thanks for watching, and as always, leave your thoughts, ideas, or feedbacks in the comment section below. If you have some ideas for new items, weapon modules, or whatever I can do to improve this game, I'm always happy to read each of those comments and feedbacks from you. Otherwise, until next time, and I'll see you in the next video.